He told me I wasn't wife material. 6 months later, I stood at the altar marrying his father. Now, every holiday, he has to call me Mom. My name is Vanessa Lee. I'm 33, and I live in Seattle, Washington. I met Jake when I was 30 at a tech networking event. He was 35, smart, charming, and worked in finance. We hit it off instantly: late-night talks, weekend getaways, and dreams of buying a house together. For 2 years, I thought we were building a future. I supported him through a career slump, encouraged his ambitions, and even helped him prep for big job interviews. I met his family early on. His mother was warm, but his father, Richard, a dignified man in his late 50s, seemed reserved. Still, he was always polite to me. Jake and I talked about marriage more than once. I believed it was only a matter of time before he proposed. Then things began to change. Jake started making little comments about my cooking, my outfits, my friends. Nothing huge at first, but enough to make me self-conscious. One night, while out with friends, he joked loudly, "Vanessa is fun, but she's not really wife material." I laughed it off in front of everyone, but inside, it cut deep. Over the next few weeks, he became distant. He stopped talking about the future, and then one Friday, he told me he wanted a break. 2 days later, I saw him on Instagram with another woman. She was 25, fresh out of college, and apparently exactly what he thought was wife material. I was devastated, but my heartbreak wouldn't last long. A month later, I ran into Richard, his father, at a charity art gala. He was warm and surprisingly easy to talk to when Jake wasn't around. We ended up chatting for an hour about travel, business, and even relationships. That night, he emailed me just to say he enjoyed our conversation. We began meeting for coffee, then dinners. I learned things I never knew. Richard had been divorced for years. He admired my career, and he thought Jake was immature in how he treated women. It started as friendship, but slowly something deeper grew. By the time Jake's new relationship was falling apart, Richard and I were falling in love. He was kind, generous, and actually valued me. When he proposed, I said yes without hesitation. The wedding was small, elegant, and filled with people who genuinely cared about us. But the moment I'll never forget. Jake walking in, invited by his father out of courtesy, and seeing me in a white dress, holding Richard's hand. His face went pale. The younger woman he'd left me for was nowhere to be seen. When the minister pronounced us husband and wife, Richard kissed me, and I caught Jake's eyes wide, angry, and humiliated. Now, every family gathering, Jake has to introduce me as my stepmom. He avoids me when he can, but the irony isn't lost on him or anyone else. I didn't set out to get revenge this way, but life has a funny sense of humor. Moral: when someone says you're not wife material, it often means you're just not their kind of wife. But that doesn't mean you're not someone else's perfect match. Subscribe to SilkMirror for more stories where karma keeps it in the family.